All right, well, we are officially at 12 o'clock, so we will go ahead and get started. Teresa, I'll keep an eye on the waiting room and just admit more if anybody else joins the call. But I'm Madison Parker. I'm one of the consultants with the Peak program, and I recognize many of your names. And today we have Theresa Woods. She is the director of nursing at Attica Long Term Care, and they are a level 8 mentor home with the Peak program, and she is going to talk about bathing today. So we'll kind of let her do her thing, and then there will be time at the end for questions if you have any. So take it away, Teresa.
Hey, welcome everybody. So we started a long time ago and came up with an action plan, and we came up with the Bathing Without a Battle CD that we should make everybody do before they even can come to our floor as a CNA. It is just one of our requirements that we've done, and then we do a yearly education on that. It gives like different types of ways you can give a bath. It helps with the difficult behaviors as well. Um, so with the peak, you got to get out of the mindset of having, if it's not a shower or a bath, it's not been done. My old school nurses, I have had to re-educate them because a lot of these elderly, they say they don't do any work, so they're not dirty, so they just want the spit bath at the sink, or they've had some trauma, so we've had to come up with different alternatives to help them through the trauma. A lot of these elderly people, nobody's ever seen them naked, and then you come to a nursing home and the first thing you do is get them naked. So with that being said, we have the 7-day bath, we have the spit bath, we have bed baths, sponge baths. Some don't like soap. It dries their skin out, so we've had to come up with other alternatives. Some people just even use lotion to take a bath. Um, they wipe with water and then they lotion, and they feel like since they don't do any work that they get clean. Um, so really teaching your staff how to um, give a bath, a document that a bath has been given if there's no shower or no bath, because that's where people, they didn't have a bath or a shower, they didn't get nothing, and that's not true. A lot of people don't want that. So I don't really have anything else to teach other because that's what we do. We do the preferences upon admission of when they want to get a bath. So like, do they want, what type of bath do they want? Do they want to use a wash rag or a sponge? Or do they just use their hands? What day, time, um, what type so it's all kind of asked upon admission. We put it on the care plan. So we have a care plan that hangs in the room, and we have a care plan, our bigger care plan that everybody has access to on Matrix. So I don't really have anything else to teach. I can answer questions if you had any. I would like to say that all the resources are there. If you go to the Peak website, um, so like they have on pages 27 through 33 of the handbook that they have access, you have all access to. It has bathing and kind of what they're going to look for, how like instructions on how to make it work. They also have resources of different types of bathing on that website. So a towel bath and how to do it, like it gives instructions. So it's easy education for your staff. Bed baths, sink baths, sponge baths, um, basinless baths, and then other types. They also give you your audit tool that they're going to ask, they're going to observe and ask questions. So it's kind of like the surveyors. You know ahead of time what you need to do. So, and this is all provided to you by the Peak program itself. And on page 33 of that handbook for bathing, it has all of your resources. So it's got videos, it's got the action plans, your core audits. So really, it helps you, um, and I utilize that. Also, I have a peak book that I do. So when we have already done something, so like the honoring preferences, I keep that in there. So when the surveyors come, they can see what we utilize and I don't have to go dig for it. It's just easy access to give to the, so not the surveyors, sorry, the peak team. So it's easy access to keep it all in one book. I don't have really anything else. Do you guys have questions?
Yeah, are there any questions? If not, I'll throw a couple questions out there too. But does
Okay.
anybody have on the call have any questions for Theresa about how they meet the bathing criteria or anything bathing related? That bathing without a battle training is super, super, I'm sure others on this call probably use that too. It's super great. An older one, but it really, I mean, it still applies to everything that they talked about, still applies. And did you say you do that? You said you do that on hire and then do you do it again annually or
Yes,
okay.
annually, yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so we only have eight, nine, 10 rooms that have showers in the rooms. Everything else is a shower room, but we have a whirlpool room. We have two shower rooms, so they can choose what room they go to, if they want to go to a room. So that's a question that we ask as well. We do actually have two whirlpool rooms in our facility. I don't have a bathtub per se, like you would at home, but we do have the whirlpool baths.
Yeah. Okay. Great. How would you say that you handle um or your staff handles when there's kind of a obviously you have your bathing schedule that you follow, and then if someone declines a bath or wants it on a different day or something like that, how do you kind of handle deviations from that schedule?
So we have several who we ask every day if they want a bath because one day they might, one day they don't. And we just pass it on to the next shifts to ask because they declined that day. And so we just make it like work. We just ask.
Yeah, a lot
So
of communication between shifts, and then I assume some documentation so you know how many times they've been offered and things like that.
yep, we do our skin sheets every time we're offered and they decline, we even do them. Um, so we have consistent staffing. So my staff that are on day shift, so say it's a day shift shower and he wants it tomorrow, they're pretty consistent. They're only off 2 days a week. So they're assigned the same 10 people every time they work. So
Yeah, that's great. That kind of brings up how do you handle, for instance, if a resident has a preference in who would bathe or shower them?
and that's who would be assigned to them.
Yeah, okay, great. Awesome.
We've had a few who don't want male. So if I have a male person, we just swap them around. So it makes it where everybody's comfortable.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you do if you have somebody that refuses a bath every day?
So
What do you do in that situation?
we actually have somebody who does that. But they're one of those who they do themselves at the sink and they do a spit bath. So we just ask, hey, did you clean yourself up at the sink? They're independent enough to do that. So they just wash under their arms and their private areas by themselves at the sink. And that's all they want. And we just care planned it that way.
And so then you're able to count that as their bath,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had that same question. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of and Tracy, you kind of mentioned this, that there are so many ways to bathe without actually submerging in water. And so there are so many different things that can count as a bath rather than a shower or a bath.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have those wash rags and the hair things that you can put on. The dry stuff, you can use that too. You can leave that at the sink for those that don't want to use it. If you but like I said, some people don't even use soap. They just wash with water and then they use lotion. So, um, it's what did they do at home? We should be able to still do here. So, and most people just, they weren't comfortable enough to get in the bath by themselves and they didn't want to hire somebody. So they just got in that routine to stand at the sink and do it themselves.
Right. Right. Yeah. Are there any other questions? That was a good question. Anybody else have any other questions?
Just make sure to care plan whatever. So, and document it that they independently washed at the sink.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you say you handle like as far as dignity goes, and privacy, as far as when someone is going from their room to the bathing area or when they're in the bathing area itself? Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, so we walk them to the shower, or if they have their own shower, they all have shower curtains. Um, we have on our shower door that everybody uses. We have a in use or not in use, so people don't just barge right in. We just completed a shower, just got it remodeled. So it's not yet working, but will be. But we have oh, the aides talk amongst themselves as well, so that way nobody's barging in. Hey, I'm going to the shower. So a lot of communication there as well.
Yeah.
Um, if we have people that have to be on a chair, we have had some that are really heavy. We have a bigger shower room slash whirlpool room that we take them to so they can use the lift in that room
Yeah.
to
Awesome.
transfer them to a chair. Years ago, I had somebody who wanted undressed in their room and put on a chair, but she had a special cape made and it just covered her and the chair. We
Okay.
try not to do that very often, but
Right.
this lady was very insistent on that. So we have
Yeah.
a special cape made for her.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And I'm sure you care planned that as well. So that that was known that that was her choice. Great. Okay. Yeah, and for those that haven't visited Attica, you guys have kind of an older building that's
Mhm.
had some updates and things like that. And so it's a good yeah, it's just a if you ever have the chance to visit, it's a great one to see just how they've made an older building work and adapted it to be homey and make it fit with the person-centered practices. So, yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Bathing or non-bathing related?
Where do you get the video that you were referring to?
Um, so we just ordered it online. I know in the resource things, they have this as well. So I feel like you can get figure like on Peaks Pro or Peaks website, they have where you can order it too, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. And I was just looking
I
on,
just seen it this morning, so
it looks like it's also on Amazon as well. I
Well,
can't tell if that's,
can you give me the name of the video again?
bathing without a battle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, that is a great resource. And the I can't think of what you were calling it, Theresa, but the book that Theresa was mentioning is the guidebook, is what she was
Yes.
referencing on the Peak website, and that is just on if you just Google KSU Peak, that's how you get to our the first link that pops up is our website. And so if you go to program information on the left, that's where you'll find the guidebook and where she was referencing all the bathing criteria. Um, and where you can find a lot of those resources.
And that book it's a good guidebook, a very good guidebook. It tells you everything.
Okay, guys. Well, if there are no other questions, then Theresa, if you're okay hanging out for just a few minutes, we'll see if anybody stays on to ask any questions. Um, oh, it looks like Shannon from Pioneer Manor said you can also find Bathing Without a Battle on YouTube. Um, so that's good to know. But yeah, we will stick around just for a few minutes. But if you don't have any questions or anything, you're free to go. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you next month.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.